Thud thud. You hear the sound of wood hitting the ground and start to head in that direction. Oh, another fight? Finally, a red nesting doll appears close by. Have you seen a wooden sheep with a black face? What other stories does this factory have? You want to ask loudly, but you can't open your mouth. Ah, so one becomes many. Of course, that's what a nesting doll is. The sound gets more and more intense. You can feel the floor trembling. Though your physical condition is terrible, you are sure that what you hear and see in front of you is not an illusion. Hundreds of nesting dolls are rushing towards you. As they approach you, they continue to crack open, spitting out other nesting dolls on the bodies. The dense sea of red nesting dolls spread and reproduce infinitely, covering your entire vision like a locust tide. We can't really run from that. Not in this condition. Oh, we're actually going to fight? I mean, this is so weird. Like, our character is clearly being shown off as, like, the doll is completely torn apart. So how is he even fighting, honestly? As it goes active, it will deal damage to multiple enemies within that area. Okay. Why are these sinners already deployed? That's weird. Should I just make like a line of like defense and then just put through one of these fucking shooter sinners everywhere? Maybe we could do that. Let me try that. I highly doubt that would be the most efficient way to do this, but whatever. Okay, simple combat. The spray machine thing, whatever I looked at in the special tools area, yeah, that was garbage. It's probably good, like I think it's like a shotgun, so it's probably good in like close range. But yeah, I used the nail gun because it got like much longer of a range. Okay. Oliver didn't actually get far before stopped in place, and the celebrated grin on the kid's face after shaking off the tiredness was nowhere to be seen. Where to go next? Go straight to find Eve. She must be very weak now. Or wait for the ragdoll to create a miracle, then escape amidst the chaos. Oliver doesn't know. The kid's brain is blank at this moment. It's not out of guilt or regret. The doll is too desperate to save his companion. Following him will not end well. But the doll's last word almost threw Oliver off balance. If it weren't for the speedy escape, Oliver would have been caught out. Eve and her family are always there for each other, even if they have become toys. They still want to protect Eve, but you. Is Oliver just a selfish, cunning, bad egg? Oliver didn't have a chance to figure it out. The warning of you can't defeat Eve was fulfilled too quickly. In the darkness, several toy hoses fly out. Toy hoses? Who makes toy hoses? What the fuck? Are they for a gardening set or something? They tie Oliver's limbs and suspend the kid in mid-air, leaving dozens of marks on the kid's wrists and ankles. Oliver's good sis Eve, enveloped in an unfamiliar black aura, slowly emerges from the dark corridor.
Are you alone? Where's the doll that was with you?
The reason why our character probably said they can't defeat her, because she's S-class, he's A-class. At night it's colder inside the factory than outside by rust. You need to understand, like, S-class sinners are like in an entirely different league. Now, there are some A-class sinners like that are like incredibly powerful. I don't know if I've ever said this before. I think I have, but I will say it again. B-class sinners are the lowest level sinners that exist, right? Behind that there is no sinners, just like corruptors and shit like that. B-class sinners are incredibly strong superhumans. A-class sinners are essentially double that, just even more strong, and usually can use like energy-based attacks and shit like that. Their physical capabilities, energy-based capabilities are much higher, and like the top dogs in that category, like Hecate, she can break 2 cores with a fucking dragon attack, and she can actually send her dragon out in front of her. So she can even summon a companion. But compared to that, S-class sinners, even the weakest S-class sinner, far surpasses an A-class sinner. Like, if you remember Rahu is one such sinner that is incredibly strong. But she's actually one of the weakest S-class sinners there is, like, honestly. Like, she is like strong, but like she doesn't have any special capabilities. Even Grafano was almost able to get the better of her. I mean, yes, it was not like completely fair fight because she was like trying to get answers rather than trying to kill or defeat the other person. So that's why I'm saying that she was stronger than Grafano, but she was not that strong compared to her. Like, there could be some A-class sinners that could strongest A-class sinners that could defeat the weakest S-class sinners, possibly in the right conditions. But yeah, S-class and A-class, there's just no comparison. And she has like special abilities there. She can summon like multiple characters around her. That's like one of her sinner abilities that I got from Suspect Pursuit. So it's pretty good. At night, it's colder inside the factory than outside by the rust. The kid's voice is trembling instinctively. The Eve before Oliver almost seems like a stranger, appearing more like a doll than a person, till it takes Oliver a long time to regain composure and put on the usual air of arrogance.
That doll? He's unreliable. He's not obedient at all. Oliver doesn't want him anymore.
The horse tightened around Oliver's throat. The contaminated miasma swirls around Eve's ear, seemingly whispering something to her. Eve shakes her head and sighs.
Oliver, do you remember why you were kept here in the first place?
Because these toys can no longer satisfy your twisted taste.
That is hilarious. That is actually hilarious that he would say that.
No. No. Because you and I are the same.
Eve shows no emotional fluctuation. She sits still in her wheelchair, watching coldly, unscathed. You know, the way she reacts many of the time, like in these moments, she kind of seems like the doll from Bloodborne.
How so? Because we're both sinners?
Sinners? I don't care about that.
Her frail fingers easily snapped the mania thread in her hand.
Haven't you realized it yet, Oliver? We're the same. Because we were both abandoned. No one to depend on. Nowhere to belong. I made a home and kindly shared it with you. But you don't seem to need it. Indeed, you don't know how lovely it is to have a home. How wonderful it is to have a family. Because you've never had them. You only have yourself. It was like that before, and it's the same now.
So he's just like some orphan off the street that this gal grabbed when he came in here, and there's like, here you go, family and a home. Obviously anyone would be slightly confused, like why are they stuck in a place like this? Oliver spits out a mouthful of bloody saliva. That did not sound like spitting. I suppose they couldn't exactly spit inside the recording studio, but still.
Keep those good things for yourself, then. Everything will disappear in the end anyways.
You're really choking him out. The plastic hose suddenly tightens. Oliver hears the crisp sound of wrist bone breaking. Oh wow, she actually broke his bones. Oliver gave a retort instinctively, but all that occupies the kid's mind right now are the ragdoll's words. You can't win against Eve. A black aura of grief and numbness swirls around Eve. Eve is nothing like the one Oliver knew.
You know, when you passed by here, saying you wanted to be taken in, I thought Marissa would definitely be happy. She lost her own child, so she always gave her love to children your age.
Oh, that's it was probably Marissa who was trying to swallow us whole in the darkness in that little mini event. I think she must be the nesting doll, so she must like trying to capture us inside her.
If she were still here, maybe you really could have joined this family. She would have treated you like her own child.
Right, we have defeated every single one of her dolls. even in the shit condition, even though it doesn't make any sense.